Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I love that y'all are talking back to me. Thank you, Dean Cousins, for everything you have done for not only me as my SGA liaison, but also for the fellow students of Agnes Scott. So we are all here today because we have one thing in common, and that's a love for our beloved institution, Agnes Scott College. For those of you who may not know, I am a recent graduate who received degrees in political science and sociology. These last few months leading up to the commencement ceremony and on the day itself, I was in constant reflection about the past, the present, and the future. So I constantly pondered three things. How did I get here? How do I exist in this moment authentically? And how do I move forward efficiently? So take a quick trip with me, rewind with me about 8 years ago to Cary, North Carolina. I had just relocated from the north side of Long Island, New York, where I was born and raised, because my father had completed an over 20-year service at the New York City Police Department and wanted a different life for our family. So you can imagine how culture shocked I must have been coming from New York. Still can't find a good bagel anywhere. When I entered high school, knowing absolutely no one. So I'm sure some of you all are sitting in the audience right now, and you can remember a time where you might have felt different, or like an other, or like you didn't fit in. So when it came down to choosing where I wanted to go to college, finding a community that fit was everything. But at first, nothing felt quite right. I applied to about 10 schools and toured each one. However, nothing felt like a match. And of course, it seemed like everyone else in my high school seemed to know what their next steps were, and I was again lost. So you can imagine my surprise when I got a call from my high school counselor telling me that Agnes Scott, a women's college even farther south than I already was having an opening for a tour the following week, and that I should be in attendance. Well, we're here now, and thank God I took a chance, because Agnes Scott College was and is the best choice I've ever made in my life. And our strong community, the foundation of excellence, and our investment in the world for women is the reason why students like myself can graduate and say just that. I have personally seen the power of your foresight and innovation during my time at Agnes Scott through the renovation of our beloved Rebecca Scott Hall, where I lived for 3 semesters. Rebecca Scott Hall was where I not only rested my head at the end of a long day, but where I dreamt my biggest dreams. In 2021, right after the pandemic, I posted on my Rebecca Scott 320 door a vision board where I tacked 3 pictures: a graduation cap, Peachtree Street, and a Buckhead skyrise apartment. So of course the graduation cap represented the completion of my first generation college student journey. Peachtree Street, for me, represented the hub for some of the best companies in corporate America, where I hoped to one day work. And then lastly, the Buckhead skyrise represented being able to live on my own in what I would consider my dream city. And I'm happy to stand up here and say that all of those have become tangible realities. I was able to look into the audience on May 14th at 9:30 a.m. and see my family gleam as I received my diploma, something that no one else had done. I get to wake up every day in my apartment, even though it's a shoebox, and be thankful for a roof over my head. And I can now say that I am an analyst for Deloitte Consulting, the top management consulting firm in the world. Where? On Peachtree Street. I would not have been able to achieve these milestones without the help of generous donors who have supported my education through scholarships. You all saw the greatness inside of me before I saw it in myself, and for that I am truly grateful. So if you take one thing from my time up here today, remember this. Sociologist Thomas S. Greene said, "Place is space filled up by people, practices, objects, and representations." So as I leave here today, I encourage you to think of yourselves not as makers of space, the tangible, the materialistic, but as makers of place. You create, invest, and foresee places where Agnes Scott students can not only become the people they want to be, but the people they dream to be and the people the world needs. So I challenge you to leave this place today thinking about how you can continue adding meaning to spaces not only in our Agnes Scott community, but in the world around us. So thank you for everything you do for the future of this place and the students that she holds. Thank you.